So, anyways, welcome everyone who's here right now. Expect more to join us. And I am so delighted that we can all be here to celebrate you, Deb. She's lived such an amazing and full life and touched like thousands of people through her work with mental health advocacy and her church communities, circle dance communities. I don't know, you could even add more things than I know about Deb. And I think some of you probably don't even know like her life and what that looked like in the other ways. So we might get a little, snippet of that in your sharings. And if you choose to share, then please keep your as close as possible. Keep your sharing to like no more than 2 minutes if you can. If you need to leave earlier, we expect it might go for maybe hour and a half. So if you need to leave really early, we're asking you to put a message in the chat, and you can be one of the ones that shares first. Okay. The other point I wanted to make. Let's see. Oh, what else was I forgetting? I didn't write the other pieces down, Judine. I think we're just going to wing it. Oh, and Deb's energy may not hold out for the whole time. So if she needs to take a little rest, move her body around, we're just going to keep going because this is being recorded for her. So we just want to be tender and respectful, of whatever you need, Deb. Just say it or have Brian or Pamela, help you. And they'll just keep on moving along, and she'll be able to rewatch it anyways. Does that sound good? All
I feel
right.
so honored that you've all shown up here today for me.
When I was there, can I share when I visited you 2 weeks ago? She
Yeah.
said, "I don't get it. I don't get it. I can't believe so many people love me." I'm thinking, are you serious? You've been such a great friend and incredible soul to all of us, and that's why we're here. So take it in, girl. So who would Judine, can you explain? I think
Jules,
she's gonna
Jewel asked to start early, so would you like to go ahead, Jewel?
Okay. I'm going to take I can't hear with the earphone.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Much better.
Okay, good, good, good.
I don't
So
know.
2 minutes is a really difficult thing. I'm going to try to do my best. And I do need to leave early to teach a class. So, wow, what to say in 2 words? First of all, the trip that we
I'm
took,
not holding you to 2 minutes.
the trip that we took was probably one of the most memorable experiences with Deb. A few years ago, we both drove our vehicles and we had the time of our lives. But even before that, meeting her, I mean, I don't know, long time ago, 10 years, 12 years, 15, I don't know. So the one thing that I really sticks in my mind is her strength and her motivation to never give up. And painting, I loved how she could literally take months to finish a painting and maybe even cover it all up with white and start all over. But when I knew all of her beautiful artwork was going to go, it was sad seeing it packed up and yet knowing how many people's lives have been changed because of her beautiful artwork and her teaching. So when it came time to take a look and see, wow, maybe. And so what I ended up with as far as one of her art pieces, because everything I own is in a 10 by 20 room, 10 by 12 room. So this particular beautiful leaf,
I like that.
it's a leaf with water droplets on it. And I thought, wow, that's very symbolic. The tears of joy, the tears of sadness, the, yeah, the leaf. It's very special to me. And ah, You've been such a joy. I miss our, you know, our talks, our times together and sharing on very, very deep levels. And I just want to say, you will never be forgotten, always, in every moment and every sunset, the beach, all the good things. Lots of good memories. I'll never run out of any. So just want to say thank you for being there for me as well.
Thank you.
I love you so much. Surrounding you with angels in every moment. Guardian angels and archangels, ascended masters, spirit guides. Thank you.
Thank you, Jewel.
Is there anyone else that said they might need to leave? I think, Bluebird, you said you might need to leave. Would you like to go ahead?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
okay, great. Well, I'm going to read a poem that I wrote for Deb and had sent to her. And it's called I Have a Friend Named Deb. Hope has rewarded her with a life filled with mystery and joy, though she is not mysterious at all. You just don't know where she will land next. She has carried sunshine with her that inspires others, friends from everywhere. She is a friend utmost to herself, speaks her mind but softly. She paints pictures with lots of earth and green grass. Now her vision is one of every day. Life has narrowed a bit, but she cherishes each moment, gives thanks for what is there in front of her, her never-changing family. She knows a lot about heaven here on earth. Her life is an open diary. So, and I have a couple of memories, if I can say. I have a lot of memories, but well, one of them, and I've shared this with Deb before, but we were in we were in anyway,
Ocean Beach.
Ocean Beach, Delaware. That's right. And she had just spoken at a conference. She was very thin at the time, actually, and she carried an oxygen tank with her. And after the conference, she and I and Lauren took a walk on the boardwalk. And wouldn't you know that there was a group that was playing music, and there's Deb dancing with the music. And I have that image, just forever. It's wonderful. I want to say that also, you introduced me to quinoa. That's just a little thing. When we were at Lauren's at her beach house, we worked together, which I have a lot of good memories on a curriculum on the arts and also on the website that's now called artistsforchange.org. And Harvey's on the phone. We're moving along with that in terms of becoming independent in the future, connecting, we hope, with the Alliance. So there's a lot of good things happening, and I keep trying to chug along and with all the sort of difficulties that go along with that. And I just want to say that thank you, Deb, for so many good memories and good travels and good meals and good glasses of wine. I can't even remember if you drank one, actually, but
Thank you, Gail. You know what? I pulled out that poem, hoping that you were going to read it.
thank you. You know what? You look great. Are you ready to go on the boardwalk with your oxygen?
Yeah, give me some music.
You do. You look really, really good. You do.
I know that's what Marnie keeps telling me. I look too good to die.
You do.
That's a Marnie statement.
Well, you might perk up, who knows? Well, you're perking up right now, which is wonderful.
Well, you guys do that.
So a couple other people said they need to leave. One of them is Harvey. Would you like to speak, Harvey?
Sure, sure. Hi, everybody. And Deb, as I said earlier, I knew you when you were Deb Whittle. I met you at the Psych Rehab Association conference. You had a workshop. I think it was in the Southwest, maybe Albuquerque. And you gave a presentation. I think that was dance-based, and it was very spiritual and inspiring. And I think we brought you to the conference, our conference, the next year. And you've always been such an elegant person, and so light and spiritual and kind. And I've just always admired how you've been carrying the last few years. I don't know how many years you've been involved in this process, but I have a lot of respect for you to come on at this time and to be with us. I also want to thank Lauren. Lauren, you sent me a painting of Deb's a short time ago. It's really beautiful, and I'm going to hang it up in my bedroom, actually, our bedroom. So I just, I'll think of it. I'll think of you all the time I have that painting and beyond that. So that, I really appreciate you very much, and you carry a lot of blessings, and wherever you go, you'll take them with you, and I so appreciate it.
Thank you, Harvey. One of the things I remember the most is the first time I presented, and it was when my workshop was brand new, and it was received so well there. And you came to me and you said, "You're family now. You're home." And I was just so like, oh, that meant so much to me.
Mm-hmm.
And you always treated me that way.
Mhm.
Absolutely. You're a dear person.
So much
But
love.
I'm going to hang around a little bit longer as long as I can, but I'll give up the floor and
Okay.
Harvey. Rita Schwab also said she can't stay too long. Would you like to speak next, Rita?
Sure. Hi, Debbie.
Hi, Rita.
It's good to see you.
Oh,
It is
sure.
good. It's good to see you being surrounded by your paintings and that purple wall that your family is so gracious to give you that living room and painting it for you and just making you feel comfortable there. That is so awesome. You have a wonderful family that they must feel so good for you. And I'm happy for you for that. And, you shared some of your family with me over the years. And I know you've had some real deep issues. And I can relate because I have deep issues with my family too. But somehow it all comes around, doesn't it? Well, I really, you've been a very inspiring person to me. You've attended so many of my art classes, and all these paintings were put up on the website. Most of them you did in my classes, and watching you paint and progress and just feeling your joy while doing it has really been inspiring. I met you at Lauren Spiro's house like at least maybe 12 years ago or something like that. When I met you, you were this skinny lady with the oxygen tank, and I felt so sorry for you. And, I didn't know who you really were as far as your workshops and your life's work, but I'm very intuitive. I could just connect with your spirit. And I don't know, do you remember? I gave you one of my
I do remember.
necklaces. And that, that was a very special necklace to me because it was given to me by a shaman during a blessing. And I felt so much the need that you should have it for healing and for just, I don't know. It was a moment that gave me joy and I had to let it go, which was difficult. But I knew you needed it more than I did. So I think that's how a friendship started. And, I have so many pictures of you in my classes and with all these different paintings that in progress and the different places you've come to join our little group and down to the last one where we did those chakra paintings. I have a movie of you where you talk about your work and your chakra paintings, and I will always treasure that. And what can I say? I wish you a peaceful journey to the other life whenever you're ready for it. I know I felt that you've been at that intersection so many times and you've always come back. And I don't know how you do it, but you're one of the strongest people that I have known. And your perseverance, and you decide to do something. It doesn't seem to matter what condition you're in, you just go for it. And yeah, it's been an inspiration. Thank you, honey. I wish you all the best for your next journey and blessings to you and your family. Okay, I'll sign off. Thank you. I'll stick around for now a little bit, but I'll sign off in a little while.
Ruth Gonzalez, you said you need to leave. Would you like to speak next?
Dean, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I too remember, Deb, when you were Deborah Whittle, and I met you first when I was working at NIAPers, and my coworker was one of my coworkers was Noelle Bollet. So I remember you two doing a lot of things together, a lot of workshops together, and I just remember being around you and the spirit that you like emanate and the confidence and just like really shine brightly for me. And those are things that I resonate with. And your gentleness. And so it was like it kind of blew my mind when I was back home in California and working on the alternatives planning committee, and there you were. This goes back a few years. I don't know if it was pre-COVID or post-COVID, but there you were helping out. And it was like I was so full of joy because it was like part of my past was now in my present. And I was just felt like really blessed. And I appreciate that this gratitude circle is like happening now. So like you can be a part of all the people who care about you, whose lives you've touched. Like you can see it and hear it for your own self here and now. And that's a gift.
It is a
And
gift.
yeah. And I just wish you a peaceful journey, and for your loved ones who are surrounding you, that they too have a peaceful journey and a blessing to you and to your family and all those who are supporting you. I love you,
I
Deb
love you,
Treheart.
Ruth. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you for being a part of this movement and leaving your, not your thumbprint, but your footprint, a heavy carbon footprint, okay? We love it. I'm with that, I'm out. Thank you.
Judy Zangwell, should I say? I know you wanted to speak. Can you unmute yourself?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Good. Well, Deborah, it's good to see you. And I am grateful to you for the years that you spent sharing my home and being my friend. And you taught me a great deal just in those conversations over dinner. A lot to learn about your view of the world and of spirituality. I learned a great deal, and I really appreciate that because it's added to my life that way. And the thing that I enjoy in my memories, in fact, are the art class we took with Rita, and just watching you doing your art and how your art changed and grew and became more and more beautiful. And I treasure the painting that you left me that you said I could have. So I wish you well, with love and blessings to you and your family.
Thank you, Judy. I miss you.
I love you too.
Oh, that's Jane behind her.
Hi, Janie.
Am I visible?
You are.
Sorry, I'm late. I'm a tangential person. Is it my turn to speak?
Sure, go ahead. But if you just scoot a little closer to Judy, we could see you.
Is that? Oh, there I
There you
am.
are.
Okay. Um, you know, several years ago, I started referring to Deb as Deborah Grace because I am. Deb is a marvel to me of grace as she has moved through her life as long as I have known her. I was in healthcare as a career in pulmonary medicine, and I've worked with lots of people coming and going, and I can't think of anyone that has been a more powerful teaching for me around what that's about and how to do it and how to teach it. There is an Emily Dickinson poem that I really love. I first ran across it when I was working in neonatal intensive cares. And I'll just share it. It's a tiny little snippet of something bigger, but it's about hope. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the song without the words and never stops at all. You are that. And I am so grateful for the gifts that you have brought to me. Thank you. Bless you. I love you.
Thank you, Jane.
Hmm.
I love you.
Donna Laughlin also asked to speak soon.
Yes, thank you so much. Diane, this is such a great idea. I am so delighted to be a part of this gratitude circle. What a sweet, sweet way to connect with everybody who loves and appreciates you so much, Deb. We're so grateful that you're able to sit here and be with us today. You have been such a light in our spiritual community and such a trooper over years of going through so many physical challenges, and yet you're such a survivor. You have such a deep spiritual life, and I've enjoyed our conversations. The classes that you have taught at Unity Church of Peace have been great, and you have this little fan club of people. We kept hoping you could come back and do some more because you speak from your heart and you speak from your life experience. And you know, we all have such wisdom within us. And when we share from that deep a level, it impacts people. And I just want to say, you will probably never know the level and the impact, the amount of impact that your classes and the work that you've done in this lifetime and how that impacts people. Because, it's like ripples on the water. You connect with somebody, and then something that they gain from a teaching, it impacts their family and then their family. I've seen that in generations of people coming into new thought spirituality, and then it impacts their children, their grandchildren, and then it impacts other people, their neighbors and their friends. So you've got a big fan club here and on this planet, and your artwork is now hanging in my house. And also, there is a generous congregant in our church that purchased one of your paintings, and it is now in the entryway to the sanctuary. So it is a beautiful piece. I think you named it Consciousness. And I thought, what is the perfect place? So it's right before you enter into the sanctuary. It's the last thing anybody sees before they go in. So I thought that's a perfect place for you to have lasting impact at this church where we loved and appreciated you so much. I know that whatever you choose to do in your next adventure in living is going to be fabulous. I'm just grateful that I got to be a tiny little piece of this lifetime and know that this love that we carry for you in our hearts, that love that you will carry with you, will last a lifetime and many, many lifetimes to from here forward. So thank you for showing up and being part of our lives and for blessing us with your sweet energy. And we know that much good is coming from today and from this sharing. And also much good is coming from the connections that you have made here. And we know first and foremost that the love of your family is like top number one. And so I love and bless your family and all of you that have been helping be a part of this caregiving process for Deb. Love you much. God bless.
Thank you.
Linda Nelson wanted to speak soon. Do you want to share your camera, Linda?
Can you see me?
Just your name, but we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Sorry, it doesn't look like my video is working. Okay. I have a poem to read. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Maybe I can do it now. Can you see me now?
Not yet.
No. Okay. Sorry, I'm a little technically challenged. Anyway, I wanted to read a poem, Deb. It's called The Oak Tree. And my apologies for getting in late because my computer was challenging me. So now I'm on my phone. Anyway, here's the poem. A mighty wind blew night and day. It stole the oak tree's leaves away, then snapped its boughs and pulled its bark until the oak was tired and stark. But still the oak tree held its ground, while other trees fell all around. The weary wind gave up and spoke. How can you still be standing, oak? The oak tree said, I know that you can break each branch of mine in two, carry every leaf away, shake my limbs and make me sway. But I have roots stretched in the earth, growing stronger since my birth. You'll never touch them, for you see, they are the deepest part of me. Until today, I wasn't sure of just how much I could endure. But now I've found, with thanks to you, I'm stronger than I ever knew. Deb, this is how I see you as the oak tree, so strong. You have endured so much and persevered through all your health challenges. And I see, this tremendous strength in you. And it's a teaching for all of us. And I want to thank you for the teachings that you shared with me at such a challenging time in my life. It helped me more than you know. And I just want to wish you well on your journey. And remember, I'll have my drum in hand to help carry your spirit along when you are ready. So much love to you. Prayers and big hugs and kisses to you. Love you.
I love you, Linda. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Lauren Spiro, can you unmute yourself? You can speak.
Can you
now.
hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, we lost your face though. Do you want to turn your camera?
You don't see me?
I see her.
Oh, good. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm using multiple technology. Okay. So it's pretty amazing to be here with you all. This is like national and local. So Deb, you've got to be loving this. You bring this community together. It's really beautiful.
It's really
So
outstanding.
what's that?
It's outstanding. It's just
Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't know how many other people know, because you and I know almost everyone on the screen, and I'm not sure that that's true for a lot of these people. In any case, I was thinking about today, and I thought, well, what do I want to share? And I think when I look back at our years together, I think about the day you called me up and said, I can't do another winter in New Hampshire. And I said, well, I don't want to do another winter in DC. So we moved to Florida and lived together for a while. And it's just been it's been perfect and beautiful to reconnect with you particularly the past year or so. And I just feel like you're a sister, and in so many ways, with Judine and without Judine. And I'm just incredibly grateful. Right now, I'm in a public library in Asheville, North Carolina, where I've come to do a little cleaning up. But, as I told you, my newest plant in my beautiful garden, his name is Deb.
Oh,
I'll stop there. I mean, I could go on for, hours. I love you very much. And I always will.
Thank you, Lauren. Thanks for all that you've been doing for me.
I don't have anyone else who said they need to leave early. So if anyone wants to speak, if you can raise your Zoom hand, or if you raise a real hand, we'll try to notice you. Mike Skinner. I see your hand. I don't know if other hands are up too.
Hi, Deb.
Hi, Mike.
It's great hearing everyone share about you, and most of these folks have known you a lot longer, but I'll just share that I've always thought of you as a wonderful human being, a creative artist, and a passionate advocate, and just grateful to know you, and also grateful that before you moved out of New Hampshire, you invited me to one of your little get-togethers, and that meant a lot to me. So thank you. Thank you for all you've done, and just thank you for just being, like I said, a wonderful human being.
You're saying for my birthday.
Oh, okay. Was that it? Well, you have a better memory than me. I just remember going.
I remember you singing, Mike. I was hoping you might have a song right now. No.
The problem with Zoom, it cuts out, it grabs the guitar, it cuts out the guitar. So I would have done that, but it would just hear me singing, not the guitar.
We take an acapella.
I got a dry throat now.
It's okay. Sorry. I really enjoyed your singing in the past.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, Deb.
Can we do a little time check? Just, Deb, how are you doing?
I'm actually doing much better than I expected.
Beautiful. So do we need to take a break for anything or we keep going?
I'm good.
Okay, beautiful.
Beverly Gordon has a hand up. Would you like to speak?
Yes. It's really been wonderful to hear everybody. And I, nothing sounds original because it's the same message about your really strong and indubitable spirit. And your life has had a lot of challenges, and watching how you've handled that is pretty amazing. And also, I want to say something no one said about the way you have learned to ask for help and have became masterful at it. And it's a lesson for everyone. And so that's very precious. I remember the early days of the Holistic Center and how you networked everybody together, and it was quite wonderful. And I still feel connected to that energy of when that was in that kind of heyday, I guess. I was very glad we were able to visit you this past summer and just just make that connection on that level too. And there's no distance. There's no distance at any time. And so I just want to say thank you and ditto to everybody. And just feeling the energy in the circle right now is very special because it's loving. It's like you're in this giant embrace, but everybody else is too. We're all being embraced. So thank you, and thank you for doing that, and thank you for I don't know the right word. I'm thinking confidence, but it's not confidence, to just go forward. The willingness to just say, okay, here it goes. So as others have said, this is part of that journey too. And thank you for doing it. And if we're still here, Stephen will be home around 3, so he may speak. Thank you so much.
Megan also asked to speak.
Hello?
We hear you.
You do? Okay. Okay. Deb, how wonderful to see you today. I just want to say thank you for your courage. And, I haven't known you that long as so many people, but I still appreciate you tremendously. And, part of that is your courage, and part of that is your belief in art. That resonates with my own, and I celebrate that in you. And, I think we're all energy. And so we're on our path as energy. And, I just want to say I bless you and blessings to your family and to so many people love you. My goodness, what a beautiful thing to be loved by so many people. It's like, it's like this is the universe embracing you. And thank you so much for all that you've given people during your life and that you're still giving. And I say, go for it. I think you're great. You're great. You go for it, girl. Love you. Love you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Philip Schulman asked to speak.
Hello, Deb, and hello, everyone. I'm now seeing. Where's Deb go? Be nice to see you. Oh, I'm excited to be here. I'm great. I want to see you. How do I get to see?
You can.
Okay.
You can pin her. If you click on her photo and then pin.
Yeah, I lost it. Okay. Sorry. I'm technically challenged. I got it. Okay, there you go. There. So you are such a kindred spirit. I'm full of gratitude and admiration, and it's on such a it's on such honor. There's rarely if ever more of kindred spirit. And I want to say how and why. I've been around a long time. I came to the movement in 1989, and then again in 91. I was turned down for the ministry. Not, and they didn't say it specifically to me, but the gatekeepers were there to keep those out, weed out those who were psychologically unfit for the ministry. And David Oakes told me I could be the minister to the MAD movement. And I've always had a lot of guilt because I'm Jewish and Catholic, because I've never lived up to that. But as soon as I met you, I said, no, not the minister to MAD movement, a minister, because here's another one, and that's you. And I've always been envious because year after year you come, I see you at Alternatives or NIAPers or other places, and you have another curriculum that you wrote or more material that you found, and had this passion. And back in the beginning of the movement, in my perception anyway, okay, we got the different mental health industry. It still sucked, but it was different back then. And no concept of recovery and no place of spirituality. And our movement was pretty, I got to say, my impression was kind of dominated. I don't want to, not negative on atheism, I'm just saying there wasn't, it was a very materialist, concrete creed movement. We got to get our rights. And it wasn't this, in my impression, the appreciation that you have, and that I felt this kindred spirit about, because knowing our healing is spiritual, and it doesn't happen and spiritual meanings being part of something larger, and that meaning community, not just supernatural, but the wow of nature and the extensions. And you always had that same awareness and that same enthusiasm. And I say, every time I see you, every year you come up with more stuff that you found. Oh, have you ever seen this? And your work was so. I've been to a couple of your workshops, and I always saw the reactions. As it's been said, you always had a following, and your work always, besides your enthusiasm and wanting to share it, you also always wanted to see that empowerment and enthusiastic about, we can do this together, or you can do this. And I could see so many people light up with that having been gifted by your spirit and your enthusiasm for that kind of spiritual empowerment and the possibilities for healing and life being creative, and then I also saw how with Eugene, we both worked with her in the beginning, like with alternatives, and I saw you doing more and more, and I admired your organizational skills, and then you came into your own and stepped on in your leadership. That was great to watch that all. I know there's a lot of people want to speak. I want to end with this song. It's a short one. I got to do what Judine asks for because she's my queen. But we are alive as the earth is alive. We have the power to work for our freedom. If we have courage, we can be healers. Like the sun, we shall rise. We are alive as the earth is alive. We have the power to work for our freedom. If we have courage, we can be healers. Like the sun, we shall rise.
Thank you, Philip.
Love you.
I was going to call on Marnie next, but I just want to say briefly that Deb and Philip are two of my dearest friends, as are many of you on here. And a number of years ago, we were looking for a keynote for the Alternatives Conference, and Deb said, "Well, Philip, of course." And I'm like, "He got hit by a truck. I'm not sure how well his speaking is." And Deb said, "It doesn't matter. It's just fine." Philip, it's been like exactly 6 years now, right?
7.
Oh, sorry, 7. And it's just so wonderful to, I mean, you did an amazing keynote presentation. People were touched, and all because of Deb and her advocacy for you, which is one example of many people she's brought onto stages and had them, touch
Yeah,
other.
good work. Yep, that's what I'm talking about. Wanting to see other people shine. I'll always carry your spirit and your example with me. And we all will. And on and on.
That's so touching. Thank you.
Marnie, you asked to speak?
Yeah. How awesome is this, Deb?
Unbelievable.
I know, huh? Wow, I'm so pleased and grateful to be able to be a part of this. I don't know most of you, some by name, some by stories, some by sight.
Yeah.
And I've known Deb since she was Debbie Whittle, back in the early 80s, Deb, I think.
When you
I
told
have
me to take my guard suit off.
I was going to say that. I didn't know if you'd want me to. Yep, I met Deb when she wore a God suit. And you know what? We've come full circle, Deb, because you are a God suit.
I don't know if people know what that means.
That's okay. That's okay. Thank you, everyone, for sharing all the poems and songs and paintings. That leaf painting I never saw. That was just beautiful. I have so many memories. I couldn't even begin to. Deb and I have done road trip and almost started a business, and we're members of different groups. We went to a men's retreat once. We attended a men's retreat once. And we've done done so much. I have so many memories I can't pinpoint. And Deb, you do look great. And I tell you that every time I see you. And I tell Deb that it's her light. No matter what, you can't hide the light. It's just, you just look so good. It's just your light. And that's what I keep telling you. And so if I could sing, I would probably sing, thank you for being my friend. And I'm going to come see you soon. I'm overdue to come visit you. So I will be there soon, darling. And this is just great. This is just great. Take it all in. I hope you're taking it all in. I love you.
I love you too.
Amy Smith, you asked to speak?
Yes. This is such a wonderful event. It's so wonderful to see you. And I've been like combing through all the memories in my mind about you. And the two that really stand out were so many years ago at this conference. I don't even remember which one it was, in New York City, where we shared a hotel room. We went to some wild restaurant on foot in Chinatown. It was great. But then my favorite time I've ever spent with you was when you were driving through Colorado with your family and your car broke down. And we went to Red Rocks together and just walked around, and it was snowing a little or something.
You rescued us.
Well, you have rescued me so many times.
In the middle of the night.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
the 2 cats.
Yeah. But, in terms of like spending beautiful time with you, that was my favorite. But one of the things that like really hits me about you was that time, like standing in alone in Red Rocks, because we almost had the whole park to ourselves, and or standing in the ballroom at Alternatives with 1,500 people there, you raise the vibration in the room, with your light and it doesn't matter if there's one person or 1,000, and that has been such a gift to me. And somebody else talked about how you always want to support others and see others shine, and your generosity of spirit is something that was such a tremendous lesson for me, and you've just been such a gift in my life, and I just love you so much. And this has been such a wonderful event with everyone and seeing everybody, and just thank you so much for everything. So I love you.
I love you so much. Those were great memories.
Would anyone else like to speak? Raise a hand or start speaking.
I just put in the chat box a blurb of a workshop Deb gave in 2011. And it's really so lovely. I'm just going to read it quickly, if you don't mind.
Great.
Living into Wholeness was the name of the presentation, an innovative, non-pathological, wholeness-based approach, which proposes that our very core is a state of wholeness that can be accessed in any moment. In this interactive workshop, learn the skills and principles of wholeness, as well as simple practices to look beyond appearances, learn the power of words, understand the role of emotions, access innate wisdom, learn to reframe mental illness, learn to be with what is and to transform habitual thought and behavioral patterns to experience an intrinsic state of wholeness. Learn that the experience of suffering is the result of disconnection from that intrinsic state of wholeness and from mistrusting one's own thoughts, feelings, desires, and impulses. Learn to reconnect and trust oneself. Well, you didn't fool around there, Deb. That was pretty ambitious.
A lot of words.
I was there. That was in Glens Falls, and it was very moving. Good memory, and I love you, Deb.
I love you too. And now you can buy the book. All of that's
okay.
In my book. Judine,
You got it.
Get it.
This book is
For
about
sure.
NEC website. I could put in a link. Shira would like to speak.
Hi, Deb.
Hi, Shira.
I'm so grateful that this is happening. I'm so grateful for you and to just get to be part of this gratitude circle. And I know we don't know each other super well, but I did just want to share a few memories that I do have because I'm so grateful for the time that I have gotten to spend with you. When I lived in Florida for a few years, and we did get to spend some time together and work together. And I think my favorite memory is when you drove me to Alternatives in I think 2019. And it was just so awesome getting to spend that time with you and getting to know you. And I just feel like we talked about so much, like just your mental health advocacy and all the experiences you've had in this movement, all the amazing work you've done, and just your family, your spirituality, just all the really amazing parts of you. And I just think you're so inspiring and was so grateful to get to learn from you and hear about your life and hear your perspective and all the experiences you've had that have brought you to this movement and to do just so much incredible work that has made such a huge impact. And I know we got to work together planning a few alternatives conferences, and it was just really awesome working with you. I just really appreciate how much of a key role you played in that conference and making it such an experience, such an amazing experience for so many people. And it's just really cool to see so many people here that I've met at past alternatives conferences and spent time with, and that have been like so profoundly moved and impacted by the work that you've done and the person you are. And so I'm really happy to be here and get to spend this time with everyone, and just yeah, wish you all the best on whatever happens next in your journey. You're such an amazing person, and sending so much love.
Thank you so much, Shira. That was a great trip.
Chris Hansen, I think you put a grandchild to bed. You okay where you are? Now you're back.
I'm back. I'm back. Hi, everybody. Hi, Deb. Actually I was having wicked connection problems as well with the internet. And I just wanted to say hi, Deb. We've sort of crossed paths really over the years. We've met at a few conferences mostly. Memorably, the Mind Freedom one down in Connecticut, probably 14, 15 years ago. Some alternatives, and then there was one that NEC did, I think, called Connections, or the Power of Connection. Yeah, that was the Connecticut. Yeah, I think that was also in Connecticut. Or maybe it was in Massachusetts. But anyway, they've just, it sort of feels like a little a spider's web of threads and connections, and every now and then there you are again. And I just wanted to chime and say how much I've appreciated just those little sparks that we've shared, your love and your focus, and your willingness to jump in there and organize and stay connected, and your profound spirituality, which is just such a visible part of you, along with your creativity and your art, yeah, and somehow you've just left some footprints in my heart and my life, and there've been many people who've passed on through, and somehow you're memorable there, and you've embodied much of the psych survivor movement to me, in ways that I think are really valuable. I've also connected vicariously with you, with some of the family experiences that you've had over the years. And so I just wanted to come in and honor you, and offer respect from Sherry and me, and much appreciation.
Thank you so much. I have so much respect for the two of you as well, and much love.
Much love back.
Laura Van Tosh, would you like to speak next?
Thank you. Thank you, Judine, for bringing everyone together. I don't know what we would be doing without Zoom. Clearly, it's hard to imagine. Well, I just want to say hello to Deb, and my comments are really focused primarily on healthcare. Over the last few years, my health has taken a turn, mostly triggered by quitting smoking. Ironically enough, after I quit smoking, there was this door open with incredible healthcare issues, including pulmonary challenges. And I just want to send my great appreciation to Deb for really being a role model around those issues. I've had a lot of challenges with getting accustomed to using oxygen, requiring oxygen, and making all the arrangements that are needed to do things like travel. And I'm not wearing oxygen now, mostly because I don't use it except in the evening at this point in time with the CPAP machine. And there are other challenges aside from pulmonary. So cardio and other kinds of challenges, diabetes, just all kind of hit me at once. within about a 12-month period, about a year or so ago. And I openly, or would privately send Deb messages, and you were just extremely forthcoming and supportive and encouraging, and just your surviving and still being engaged, especially on Facebook, which is where we did a lot of our communicating. And I just really appreciate everything that you've ever said around your healthcare. It's motivated me to keep at it, keep asking questions, keep taking uh, advice and input from people like you that have experienced challenges for quite a long time. And I just have a lot of regard for you. I was just so happy to be on this call today. I lost a friend that I did not get a chance to see in the hospital before they passed on, and this was just about 48 hours ago. So I'm really kind of mourning that plus the election, and I was just really looking forward to being here today to share my views and obviously listen to a whole lot of other people say incredible things about you. I'm just glad that our paths have crossed and that we've come to know each other. And I send you my very, very best today and always. Hope to still be in touch with you as the days go further. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we still have, we still have more people who'd like to speak. I was asked to read a letter from a dear friend of Deb's and mine, so I'll do that now. That's okay. So this is from Bill Francis. He's Deb's dear friend who lives in Thailand and couldn't stay up in the night to be here because he has to be to work in the morning as a Santa Claus. For my Debbie.
Great.
I've had some singularly unique and precious moments and events in my life. One way back in 1977, riding around the football field in San Vito, Italy, yelling out the window, "It's a boy! It's a boy!" Fast forward a lifetime to dance in some forgotten named place on Route 1 near Danvers, Massachusetts, and asking this beautiful, slender, amazing dancer, "Would you teach me how to do that?" That instant remains one of the best and most significant choices and moments of my whole life. That moment opened the floodgates of who I always wanted to be. The person who opened my heart, opened my spiritual truth and insight and power. That woman who taught me how to dance, not just the line dance, but the dance of my soul. That woman who helped me know, who birthed me, who shepherded me, who hounded me, who surrounded me with safety, who gave me a whole new meaning to the words unconditional love. That woman who danced with me through every joy, horrible sorrows, and continues to dance with me even now, as she needs the end of her dance, and yet still teaches my most painful lesson of all, how to continue to dance without her. I don't want to dance without you, Debbie. You've poured yourself into me in ways no one knows, no one can imagine. But I know, and I don't have to imagine. I am who I am because you made me, molded me, held me, helped me, loved me, fought with me, encouraged me, believed in me, and saw me before I could see me, celebrated me, cajoled me, loved me like nobody else has ever loved me. My whole world safe in you. My word, safe in you. My heart, my soul, my body, my thoughts, my madness, my multiple personality, my anger, my sadness, my joy, Debbie, my breath, my whole life safe in you. God, I love you so much. If you're not the best thing that ever happened in my whole amazing life, about the only thing you're a close second to would be chocolate. I want nothing unsaid. This is my start. I thank God for you through these gut-wrenching tears that I'm crying for you now. So hard I can barely talk. I can barely see what I'm writing. Let the pain, let the gut-wrenching be a blazing banner across the sky, across the universe, that Deborah Louise Treheart is my best and truest and most trusted and treasured friend. I just read this thing I just wrote, I stumbled through my typing mistakes and I got it. I said a lot of what I wanted to say. Good, it's good. It's not everything, but it's a start. I love you, Debbie. And Bill says, blonde in another lifetime, I love you.
Private joke.
What? Oh, private joke. Yeah, Deb, I feel so much like Bill. You were a friend who came in my life at a time when my life had changed a lot. I'd actually just gotten out of the hospital from being involuntarily committed and wondering what was wrong with me, what the world was about, if I could go on living, embarrassed to walk into my community because everyone knew, oh, she had a mental breakdown. She's in the hospital and things. And I was contacted not long after I met her and Pam, who spent a lot of time with us too. I was contacted by the Mental Health Legal Advisors Committee in Massachusetts and asked if I wanted to be part of a Boston Globe article. And I'm like, talking about involuntary commitment. And I'm like, I'm embarrassed the whole community knows. Am I going to tell the whole world? And Deb is the only person I talked to who said, Judine, of course, why not talk to the Boston Globe? Don't you want things to change? Don't you want people not to be involuntarily committed just because they're showing strong emotions or acting differently? And speaking of the Boston Globe was life-changing for me. I'd been on the phone like 3 hours with them and I said, what page of the newspaper do you write for? And they're like, oh, the front page. This is the spotlight. So it was a phenomenal article that came out. I was honored to be one of like 7 people whose stories were told in this thing. That's just one tiny piece. Deb and I have worked together, played together, laughed together, cried together for so many years. And honestly, I would not be who I am at all if it weren't for Deb. I would not have done the work I've done everywhere I've worked. I'm like, Deb, come help. We'll pay you as a consultant. We'll pay you as an employee. I need you to help me with things. And you've made, I mean, truly, when I'd say, I don't know what to do. And she'd say, Deb, listen to yourself, Judine. I know you didn't grow up being told to listen to yourself or that your gut or your wisdom was inside you, but it is. And she told me that about 50 times. And now I don't even have to ask her. I just hear her whenever I'm questioning myself. Deb says, trust your gut. Do what you believe. Do what you want. I'm so grateful for that, Deb, and for so many other things too. Are there others who would like to speak who haven't had a chance? Deb's family hasn't spoken. Donna, your sister, Brian and Pam, would you like to speak up too?
This is a completely unknown part of Deb. Of course, I knew her when she was little, and she's my sister, So I've not been a part of her work and a large part of her life. It's really only been, I'm going to say the last 11 years that we've gotten really close. For that, she was out traveling the world and doing her thing, and I was doing my thing. And so this is what I'm seeing here today is a completely new part for me of her life. I mean, I've heard moments of it, but I mean, she's my sister. I mean, I remember when we were teenagers together, and we've always been so different, so different, twins, but different. Um,
Thank you, Donna.
it's just that this is a hard, because I don't know how to be a twin without a twin. I'm glad I was able to come up and visit you a couple of times.
Yeah.
Uh, Guacamoles will never be the same. Ever.
It'll be okay.
I know it'll be okay. It's just that it's not okay right now. It's hard for me to watch you go through this.
That's okay. I love you.
I love you too.
Donna, exactly what you're experiencing is what I was hoping that we would all experience. My heart is so full because to hear the breath, the width, the breadth, the depth of all the love and the ways that I only knew like specks about Deb's life, like she talked about it, but I only knew one person here, no, two actually, because I stayed at her home in Florida. And so to hear all of your sharings is just so deeply moving. And trying to hold it all together for you, dear soul sister. Deb, you are my soul sister. I met Deb in 97 or 98, we can't remember. At Circle, I think she does better than me, at Circle Dance Camp in Massachusetts. And we've been friends ever since. And we had, periods where we lost touch a little bit here and there, but I always carried you in my heart. And there's so much I just appreciate about you. The list could be really long, but I mostly just witnessing you, your courage, the way you loved so big. Your whole, she's like a social butterfly. I always think of you, right? Total Libra, total connector, total people person, you know, who taught me how to trust my own intuition. That, we had too shared so many deep conversations and when going through for me divorce, you having to move and so many different ways, but your honesty, always saying how you thought, your fortitude, and especially your courage has just, it's been amazing. And always, even if you were living in the simplest of ways, always able to appreciate saying how abundant your life was because you knew it wasn't about the stuff. You knew it was about the love that we're all feeling some of it right now. And that just, ah, just taking all that in and all the remembrance of our playing together and our dancing together and our crazy changing up and dressing up clothes, you know.
I would
One
think
night,
of
I have to tell you all this story because we say it all the time, but I'm going to say it again. One New Year's Eve, and I was still single and she was single, and we decided we're going to go to circle dance in Mass. We were going to go to circle dance and then go dance, I guess, at where you and Bill had danced. So she took me to that. So we circle danced. We went home. We kept changing on, trying each other's clothes on because we fit in the same things and switching things around. So we went to the first dance with whatever we had on, went back to our house, changed up into the next thing. We wanted to go out like, you know, rock and roll dancing and laughing our asses off. I think it was more fun changing up with our clothes and getting ourselves all made up than even the dancing probably. But it's going to be hard not to dance with you in this life. But every time I dance, I am going to think of you. I do already. So I really hope that we can jump into another lifetime together. I really hope we can do that. I also want to say congratulations on your book. I knew, like, I watched you last year when we met in the fall in Massachusetts, you know, remember at the breakfast shop. And you were determined to keep going until you finished that book. And with Judine's help, and I'm not sure who else, so you could give the credit there, but you all made it happen. And I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of you and your family and all they've given you. And thank you, Judine, because honestly, I came up with the idea, but I didn't know how to make it happen. And I didn't have the skills you do. I've been on Zoom, but not to the degree she knows how to run these things. And I'm really grateful. And to Lauren, who also, well, wasn't Lauren the one that mailed out all the pictures, the pictures that everyone bought?
Yes.
Yeah. And so we're all a team. We've all been here for you and with you and called to you for whatever magical reason. Oh, that's the other word, magic. She uses that word. You use that word a lot. Magic happens, and magic is happening now. And I wish I could see the magic on the other side when you're there because it's going to be magic too. I love you so much.
way how you guys do that. It's beyond my imagination.
I love you so much.
Then my friend Lynn and Charlie are not here, but Lynn wrote this poem. I'm gonna let Pamela read it.
It's Deb in the on-ramp. I'm not afraid of your death, nor mine. It's about dying and a light that no longer shines. My memories of you will be bright, my days a bit less so. You've made a place in my heart that will carry a scar. When I reach for you and you've gone too far, that scar will be a reminder of how much you gave me, the wisdom and tools to see what I could not see. Know that you have made your mark and left your spark. The world is a better place, for you've done what you came for and earned your wings to unlimited space. So I will leave it at that until we meet again. You have my eternal love and gratitude until then. I love you, Lynn.
You know, I just wanted to briefly just say the names of other people on the call. You don't have to speak out. It's okay. But Marquis Weber is here. Kevin Fitz is here. Lauren Tenney. Tanya Virgilio. I'm quite sure you say it. Dorothy Dundas. Those are people who haven't spoken. Of course, you've heard the people who have spoken. If anyone else would like to speak, it's your chance. Deb, you've made it. Almost 90 minutes of being with us.
I would just like to say one last thing, and that is, Deb, I'm going to buy a bunch of your books and give them out at the conference next year at our conference.
Wow.
And we're also going to want to honor you at the conference. I'm so sorry we didn't do it earlier, but we'll definitely do it at next year's conference.
You know what, Harvey? I've always envisioned that book being I'm sorry, I'm losing my words. A book study. I've always envisioned it being a book study. So I thought if I were going to do it, I would give, I don't know, Judine and I will talk a discount
Yeah,
for
that'd be great.
books.
I just want you to know we're going to pass on you on your words and honor you
Thank you. I
100
appreciate it.
strong. You bet.
I worked so hard on it. And my copies have been sitting in a box over here.
Deb, I would like to say a little something. I'm so happy to be here with you. I'm grateful to have been invited and to be able to be part of this beautiful gathering that's honoring you and your work. And I want to say, goodness, I'm getting choked up. A few things. I'm really impressed with um, your courage, your authenticity, your strength, and your dedication. And I'm aware of the ways that in a few different ways, especially like towards the beginning of the pandemic, these threads brought us together in different ways. And there was a felt sense image that showed up for me as I thought, okay, I'm tuning in. So what is this for me with Deb? And the felt sense image, the metaphor was of being on an oxen team together. And I felt myself working beside you. And I feel that that's true, despite the fact that there are ways that maybe in this life, the moment by moment, like physically being together wasn't as big as it might have been. But I definitely feel part of something larger with you. I feel like we're on the same team, and it feels much bigger than this lifetime. And I really honor your profound spirituality and the this larger something that I believe this life is just one piece of. And I'm really grateful to be able to be part of that with you. And I honor you.
Thank you, Marky. It's been a really good to see you. I want to just say that I don't keep in touch on Facebook much anymore. It just takes too much energy. I may look good, but things are pretty hard. And anything that takes any amount of energy is just, I just don't have it. I get overwhelmed. So as much as I would love to be in touch with people, I just, not ignoring people. I just don't have the energy.
And we understand. Of course. This is your time now. You get to choose it.
Hi, Tanya. She's mute.
Tanya, it looked like you were talking, but we can't hear you.
Okay, I just said, Deb, you know how much I care about you and how I feel that you've enriched my life beyond measure. And, you know, some of the fun times we had with all the groups, you even got me started with my writing. And whenever I was with you, I always felt so connected. So just know that I love you.
I love you too.
Mm.
It's been so awesome to have so many of you speak and share. I'm going to say Tom Rogers is also here, not necessarily speaking, but I wanted to see you again, Deb, and be part of it. Brian, it's your last chance to say something. We all love your mom, as you can tell.
What? Hi, everybody. I don't know most of you.
This is my son.
I mean, I know Marnie, Judine. I battled an addiction for most of my life. And so it's been nice to hear some of the stories of mom's work. I mean, I've heard it from her side a little bit. And you know, one guy was talking earlier about spirituality and living in the recovery. And I was thinking that how similar, you know, living in recovery in the mental health field is also like living in recovery in the addiction or alcoholic side. You know, where it's a threefold disease. And you know, spirituality is a big part of what we're missing as an addict or alcoholic. And how I've had a jump on that, you know, just by my upbringing and the things that I've heard over the years and may not have listened to, you know, but they still sunk in, at some level. And, you know, I'm just really glad that, you know, I'm clean right now. And I get to spend this time with mom, and be here. And, yeah.
Gosh. And Pam, who doesn't want to be on camera, obviously, and her family have been such a big part of Deb's life, of course, your mom's life. You have been there for her so many times, especially lately, and we all appreciate that too.
Speak.
Yeah. And she just got her nursing license. Congratulations. And she's been chief nurse at the house for Deb. So that's one big plus that she had with that. So beautiful.
I feel like everyone's waiting for me and I don't want to say anything. Okay.
You don't.
It's your choice. You say anything.
I didn't prepare anything.
Maybe did I.
Be prepared.
I guess something that I could speak to is how blessed I've been to be a female raised by such a strong warrior, really. From a young age, she taught me to stand up for myself, ask for help, know that I can do anything I put my mind to, but also recognize to care about my own self and mental health. And she's just been such a great inspiration over the years. I mean, actually that's how we met Judine, when I was like, I don't know, 13. It was a 13. I thought I was younger than that, but we did the mother-daughter retreats. We did a few of them for several years, but the very first one Judine came to, and that's where we met, and I fell in love with her and her children, and yeah.
And then we
So,
moved right near them.
yeah, yeah. So, um, having the mother I did set me on a path to be, uh, someone who spreads love and supports other people in their endeavors. And we went to the same college, in the same program, what, like 10, 15, 20 years, some number of years apart. But we both went to Middlesex and got our human services degrees. And I don't know, I think a big part of me comes from this beautiful, strong woman here, and I'm very grateful for that.
I'm very proud of my children.
Trying to get off camera again.
Who did me?
I think I've reached my limit.
Yeah, and I thought that's it. It's time for a closing. Does anybody have the impetus to do a blessing?
How about Philip? Philip, would you like to give a blessing for Deb and the closing?
We can't hear you.
Yeah, unmute himself.
Yeah.
Try again.
There we
Thank
go.
you. Sure. Give in the as Deb would acknowledge that we conceive and relate to and name what is sacred and holy in so many different ways. Join me in the spirit of prayer and whatever way is meaningful for you. Sacredness, Holy One, blessed of all creation, we give thanks for this time together and for the powerful gifts that we've shared as the spirit and the work of Deb Treheart, for the love and inspiration and courage and solidarity that we all have and that we see in her and know in each other and will carry together. For all this blessing in all of our minds and hearts, now we are united and we go out and carry this into the world. Blessed be, Ashe, Amen. Thank you.
Blessings on your journey home, Deb.
Thank you.
And thank you all for showing up with all your beauty.
I'm blown away by all of you. And I appreciate each and every one of you. And of course, I send blessings to everyone.
Thank you so much, Deb. You have blessed all of our lives. And we will send this recording to you right away. Goodbye, everyone.